Another week, another Football Tailgaters podcast where we go over hot topics in the NFL. Let me introduce ourselves, starting with our Jets fan, Yams, Andy, the unbiased NFL fan in the group, and myself, Aaron. I'm a Cowboys fan. Let's go over our topics for today. We just had the Pro Bowl this past weekend with the whole bunch of activities that they had going on over there. But now it is time to look forward to the Super Bowl, which will be held in Las Vegas. Of course, we all know it's the Chiefs versus the 49ers. So let's go over some of the topics of today, which it will not be all Super Bowl. We're also going to throw in some Dak Prescott in there because, of course, we gotta. And let's start with our first one. So the 49ers believe they are being sabotaged because of a poor condition in the field practice that they're practicing in currently for the Super Bowl. What do you guys think about that?
We come back to the conspiracy theory that the NFL wants the Chiefs to win. They built a bigger audience with the Swifties, and Mahomes is a rising star. It is not crazy to think of any advantage the NFL wants to give the Chiefs by them practicing on the Raiders field and the 49ers on the University of Las Vegas field, with which they laid new sod that is basically very soft for the players, and the 49ers players are not too happy at all.
This is the first time I'm hearing of this. I thought they practiced in their own in their home city, in their hometown, and then transition to the Super Bowl. But yeah, you know what? It should be equal across the board. If the Chiefs have the nicer facility, which is the Raiders, then it should be the same thing for the 49ers. Yeah, completely unfair.
Yeah, it is kind of strange to me the way this was provided, I guess, for them, and how they get to deal with different turfs on this kind of base. But I mean, like, it would be a lot easier if you just practice within your own facilities, right? But they're practicing where the Super Bowl will be held, which, you know, that has some benefits, right? Because you're just right there already, so you might as well just spend your rest of the week there. But it is a little bit unfair to not consider the conditions of the field, about how it's going on. And yeah, I mean, it does suck, right? But they're still the better team. I don't think it's the end of the world because they have a lame facility, or I guess practice field in this case. They'll be fine. I think it does suck, but I mean, they gotta wait. They gotta find a way to fix it either way. It just seems strange to me why, I guess, like, I don't know if you guys, like, in recent time have heard about something like this before, or is this just because
I've heard of teams just complaining in general about, like, how some turfs are, like, worse. Like, MetLife is, like, one of the worst places to play on. Turf monster.
Yeah, but those are NFL fields.
Those are NFL fields, yeah. In this case, since it's the big game, I think you would like to make it as equal as possible, so there's no advantage for both teams. So there could be, like I was saying, maybe a small conspiracy theories, like any advantage can help, like just the Chiefs just practicing all comfortably and normal, and the 49ers is stepping on a field that's too soft, and they maybe can't do the big time running games and just get off their game for a bit, just a week before the Super Bowl.
It's just strange to me why, I guess, they can't just practice both, like, rotating. I don't know. Maybe there's some kind of thing where they have to do it, like, consistently, right? Because they have this whole, like, sheet that they're going based off of, I don't know, daily practices and stuff like that, because the Chiefs are practicing on the Raiders training facility. It just seems kind of weird to me why it can't just be both. Playing in the same or practicing in the same facility.
Not only that,
or
alternate, yeah. But not only that, where their hotels are. It's not like they're staying on the Las Vegas Strip. They're staying in like really separate locations from the Las Vegas Strip. So the 49ers are in a hotel that are closer to University of Las Vegas, and the Chiefs are closer to the stadium of the Raiders, or the Raiders facility. So that also makes it like maybe it was just a flip of a coin. It's like, okay, you get this side and you get this side.
I doubt it was a flip of a coin. Zero doubt.
And why wouldn't the 49ers like ask for more? Like, hey, this is not fair. Why wouldn't they come out more saying like, hey?
Yeah.
Because Roger Goodell said the field was good enough.
So they inspect the NFL. It says here that the NFL inspects practice facilities and the game field along with the NFLPA before the Super Bowl to ensure proper conditions. So this is before the teams arrive, and this is based off of an article on Fox Sports.
can it go back to the conspiracy theories if the 49ers players are complaining of the field, but it's actually approved by the NFL? Roger Goodell's stamp of approval.
Exactly.
It is a weird thing. I don't know why there's like more like outrage to I guess, and why not find a solution, right? Like, I guess we'll still see, right? Because it's barely at the time we're recording this is Monday. It could still change. I don't know if they're still gonna practice there, or go over to. It's because I'm sure that the Chiefs already have a game plan already for their practice throughout the week in the Vegas facility. And now if the NFL goes, oh, well, the 49ers need to stay there now the Chiefs are going to complain because maybe their plans will get interrupted. So that's just going to complicate things even more. I don't know, but it is kind of sticky situation for the NFL. And how come you don't like stick to, I guess, higher end? It doesn't even matter if it's higher end because, again, there's been complaints about NFL fields sucking. So I guess this is just an NFL problem, and having to have higher quality fields for the NFL, and having more options, if that makes sense, and not having to deal with practicing at a university or a high school or whatever it is, you know? It's just kind of weird.
It is strange. And specifically in a game of this magnitude, you would think that it's
why
just,
now?
Yeah, why in this situation?
All right, let's move on to the next one, which will be about the Cowboys and Dak Prescott. And, of course, we all know what happened to the Cowboys, unfortunately. They fell to the Green Bay Packers. And Dak Prescott you could argue that he had a pretty solid MVP-type season. Better than last season, that's for sure, where I think he was tied for the lead in interceptions. But now he completely changed, right? He played a lot better. But, of course, they still can't get over the hump of the playoffs. So I'm going to ask you guys this. What do you guys think about Dak Prescott? Should he be traded?
Imagine being a Cowboys player and see Jordan Love in his first year as a starter come into your home in a playoff game, win or go home, and destroy you with your quarterback have no answer and actually make it worse for the team with 2 interceptions, including a pick 6. It's not crazy to think that it might be the best to trade Dak Prescott, but you have to be 100% certain that you are getting an upgrade.
At this point, trade Dak for who? This is more than a Dak problem, in my opinion. There's no running game. There was no running game. The defense fell short in big games. And more importantly, CeeDee Lamb kept dropping the ball in crucial moments. I think this is more on the coach and Jerry Jones. They don't hire the right people to lead this team.
As you can see with the whole thing that just happened with the Dallas Cowboys and Dan Quinn letting go of each other, and now Dan Quinn is with the Commanders, right? You can see that clearly they saw there was a problem with the defense because it wasn't all Dak Prescott's fault, just to kind of back him up here. But also, you got to be able to step up to the plate whenever you're playing from behind. So that's also an issue.
Well, to be fair, Dan Quinn just took the job out there. It's not like he was the problem. They were going to accept him back if he didn't accept a head coaching job.
I mean, you don't think the Cowboys would have, if they really, really, really wanted him back, you don't think they would have tried something? You don't think they would be more insistent on bringing him back? I think there was a little bit of hesitation on the Cowboys' half on trying to convince him because, of course, you can have meetings with this guy. If there's really some kind of Super Bowl hope, you don't think Dan Quinn would have stayed?
Yeah.
Maybe Dan Quinn also has that question of is Dak Prescott it? Maybe he sees it the way that some other fans sees it as in the fact that Dak Prescott can't get over that playoff hump, and that's an issue.
It's been 3 seasons that Dan Quinn's been the defensive coordinator for the Cowboys, and after each season, including the first one, everybody's just that I heard was the Cowboys fans hoping that he comes back, and then he did come back, and then last year you were really thinking he was going to leave, and he said, "No, I am coming back." So now he just said, "Okay," after 3 years of being there, is okay, I've been here as a defensive coordinator for 3 years. I think it's my time because I don't know, time. Everybody thinks of their time, and it's not that easy to win right away as a head coach. You need to build time. So he feels is this his time to just start a new team as a head coach? Who knows? He had to accept his stock was going down after this season. Everybody was thinking oh man, would you now hire Dan Quinn after that awful performance in the playoffs? And
According
now,
to the
like,
Commanders,
yeah. So he still got an offer as a coaching job. Who knows if he stayed with the Cowboys another season, if he would get that coaching opportunity. So yeah, he just jumped on it just in case like his stock would continue to go down.
It seemed a little bit, I don't want to say it in a mean way, but it seemed like a desperation move of this is my only chance or else it will look worse for me.
Can you blame him?
Especially, no, I can't. But I mean, he's not consistent, and that's the issue with him. And obviously, he has a bad track record on when you look at what he did with the Falcons, right? I mean, they were able to get there to the Super Bowl, right? But also, we talked about this how everybody knows this. The staff that they had there, the coaching staff, was
unbelievable,
great.
Staff. Yeah, unbelievable.
So now you get to see him without the amount of, and then also what he did with the Seahawks, right? The Legion of Boom and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's back as a head coach. Can he do it again? I think that I'm kind of happy he's gone, and I expect him to struggle as well. This is good for the Cowboys because I don't trust Dan Quinn to lead the Commanders to an above 500 season. Good for him. But back on the subject of Dak Prescott and if he should get traded, I think that you should look into the possibility if you're Jerry Jones, right? But how desperate are you? Apparently, he still believes in him, right? And he's desperate to get to that Super Bowl and win it.
He's not desperate.
And he said, well, I mean, it's just
desperate would have been firing Mike McCarthy for that horrible performance. That's a fireable.
Well, I mean, yeah, of course it's because
it's not desperate. A desperate person would have fired him.
No,
and hire.
I think you can be desperate and stupid. You can be desperate and stupid, and that's just what it is.
Can you give another example?
What do you mean?
Of a desperate and stupid?
Not firing Mike McCarthy.
No, another example.
Not getting rid of the fact that you're dealing with, all right, how do I go about this? Because you remember back all the way at the trade deadline where it was huge news that they didn't make any trade moves.
Right.
Why aren't you making some kind of moves to, I don't know, stack up on the running back position or get another star on the offensive side?
That's what Yams is saying.
On the defensive side.
He's not desperate.
No, but it's weird to me because, okay, then why would he say that a couple years ago that he really wants that Super Bowl?
Well, you know how Jerry Jones is. He's a huge liar, man. He's been lying to the NFL or to his fans like for years or decades, saying he believes in this person and then all of a sudden, boom, fires him. Or yeah, he would like trade all his money for a Super Bowl or whatever, for another Super Bowl, whatever. Like it's just a bunch of lies and lies and lies. Every team that we've been seeing be successful, unless you have like a superstar quarterback, but they build the teams around them like huge. Look at what the Eagles did. They built last year a huge team around Jalen Hurts. A lot of the players left, so they went down. The Rams built a huge team when they won the Super Bowl around Matthew Stafford. And they won the Super Bowl, like I said. And now we have the 49ers built a huge team again with Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey in there. Like, that's what you do in order to buy your way into the Super Bowl. And for some reason, Jerry Jones just... either we were just thinking he's cheap or he's just really trying to manage that cap thing because there's a lot of players coming up. It's very like an unfortunate situation.
You don't think he's scared?
Scared of what?
Of what? Yeah, exactly.
Of the opportunity of a Super Bowl, of getting rid of players.
I'm not saying to get
because if you fire Mike McCarthy, are you going to get anything better? Because if you trade Dak Prescott, are you going to get anything better?
Why not get someone better? Get someone younger.
He's scared because he's scared.
No. But there was this year was
have
insane.
The pieces.
This year was insane. There was Bill Belichick.
Well, he's scared.
Harbaugh.
I'm sure he's scared of Belichick and Harbaugh for sure.
Okay, Mike Vrabel. I gave you three.
He's scared he
ones.
won't get his way by winning the Super Bowl his way, and he's scared.
If that's the case, then it's Jerry Jones' fault for not getting the Cowboys.
Yes. I mean, that's that's obvious. I don't care about that. That's obvious. I'm just saying that you could be desperate and scared, right? Which leads him to make stupid decisions, which is not getting anyone at the deadline for the trade deadline.
But the question is
which
to
is
you:
not firing Mike McCarthy.
Should Dak Prescott be traded?
Well, I mean, I think, like I said, I just mentioned this, that I think you should consider all options. Yes, look into it. Can you get something worth it? Look at the bottom teams. Look at someone like the Falcons. Look at someone like, I don't know, maybe even the Bears.
The Commanders.
Titans. I mean, the Commanders, if you want to do that, but do you really want to trade to a rival? I don't know. I mean, yeah, like, you want to prove that we're trading him because we don't think he's good enough.
That would be the biggest smack in the face, like, big time. Here, Commanders have him. That's what the Eagles did with Donovan McNabb, trading them to Washington as well.
Even the Cardinals, you can consider it, as crazy as that sounds. You can maybe do a 1-to-1 ratio trade of Justin Fields, Dak Prescott, which sounds crazy. Same thing with
Kyler Murray. Yeah, I would think Kyler Murray would be better. Yeah,
this is Dak
new
Prescott's
environment for
last
both
year.
players.
How is this Dak Prescott? No, if Dak Prescott gets an extension with the Cowboys, which everybody's expecting this year, that he's going to get a contract extension, he's the Cowboys quarterback for years to come.
You think he'll get an extension this year?
Yes.
Okay, then why give up a fifth round pick for Trey Lance? Why? I'm just wondering. Why would you do that? Why not
you're
just get
securing yourself
in case of injury?
You secure yourself with a backup. Go ahead and get yourself a backup. But why
you're doing
would you?
what the Jets couldn't do.
The Jets got Aaron Rodgers, but they give up
secure a backup.
A backup.
Okay, but they still gave a fifth round for it.
I know, it's a fifth round.
It's a fifth round.
It sucks, but I mean,
get
it's
that
fifth
back
round.
in any way.
But normal teams just secure a backup from free agency. Why a fifth round?
What?
Because it's just the backup, and it's Trey Lance, and he still has. He's everybody's still thinking, oh, maybe he still has potential. And if you get him for a fifth round, man, you scored big time.
Yeah, you don't think they're trying to develop him? Like, of course, I think they are definitely trying to develop him because he's young, right? Still. And they wanted to see if there's maybe some kind of untapped potential. Now, if we see if there's some kind of potential, they'll keep him and maybe consider something along in the future down the line, right? But if he's really worth nothing, we'll probably see him in the free agency or traded somewhere else, right?
I see he's your next starting quarterback. We'll find out.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't think it's out of the question, but I don't think that's like the first thing that will happen if Dak Prescott is not the Cowboys quarterback.
No,
in my opinion.
What about this crazy scenario? What if you trade Dak Prescott for...
Don't say Justin Fields. What are you going to say, Justin Fields?
Well, you just spoiled it for everybody.
Okay. It's so stupid.
That's what I'm saying. It's a one-on-one trade.
No.
You're trading...
But let me just say this scenario. Dak Prescott is traded to the Chicago Bears. They have multiple first-round picks. You get that number one first-round pick, overall pick. You get Caleb Williams. You get Jalen dang it.
You're talking about the wide receiver from...
You get Marvin Harrison. Like, you get so much, and maybe Chicago Bears will accept them. And you get Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison, and you solidify your future. And you have a small cap. And I'm sure Caleb Williams would say yes because he said no to the Chicago Bears. Like, he doesn't want to go there, even though it's not his decision.
It may seem that it might be if the Bears stay at number one, Caleb Williams is going to the Commanders. I think that's how we're kind of viewing it. But not to steer off too much from that, I think that's totally an option is the Bears and the Cowboys can look for a trade like that.
I doubt anything of that will happen.
Weird.
Yeah, no, Dak is going to stay at the end of the day, but they should consider it.
Yeah, of course. Now, why don't we talk about Mr. Irrelevant, or I guess relevant now because he is in the Super Bowl with Brock Purdy. He's been in the conversation plenty of times, even for MVP, right? And there's still some question marks for some people around there, saying that, he's what's it called? A time manager. What do you guys think of the question? Is Brock Purdy elite if he wins the Super Bowl?
Yeah, no. It's plain and simple, no. In order for Brock Purdy to prove to me that he is elite, he needs to win the game without his wonderful weapons that he has. He has 3 weapons, and if all 3 of them go out and he is able to win the game, kind of like how Mahomes has been winning games with one good wide receiver and 1 tight end and 1 okay running back, then no. So far, my answer is no, and I don't think I will see it on Super Bowl day.
Brock Purdy has become the most questionable quarterback of the league. Fans and analysts debate on which Brock Purdy is a good quarterback or if he is just a placed quarterback in the best situation, having elite wide receivers with Ayuk, Debo, the best running back in the league with Christian McCaffrey, and the top 3 tight end Kittle. If he wins the Super Bowl, people will still be skeptical until he faces team scrutiny with less weapons or wins multiple Super Bowls.
There's nothing much to say because I pretty much agree with that idea of the fact that, yes, he is being carried by a bunch of stars on his team, but I won't completely discredit him because those stars don't always perform 100% of the time. And he's done some flashes of being able to come in clutch at the right times, right? And I don't take that away from him. I don't think he's a bum. I don't think he's awful, right? But I can't call him elite just yet. I just think he's good enough to be where he's at right now. And that's good. I mean, of course, he's going to look at that idea, right, that those comments and be like that's an insult to me, right? Like, I think I'm elite. He probably thinks he's really, really good at his position. Who knows if he thinks he's like the best quarterback out there? Probably not, right? Depending on, how he is as a person. But anyways, statistically, he's not the best quarterback out there, but he doesn't need to be because of his surrounding cast. And that's where I leave it at that. I mean, he's not elite, but the people around him make him elite, if that makes sense.
I'm a big fan of Russell Wilson, and a lot of people say, well, it's because of the defense that he had and weapons that he had. But he did go to 2 Super Bowls already, Russell Wilson. I can totally completely see the same thing happening to Brock Purdy because of his defense and his weapons, that people continue to question him because of all of his how much success the team has, and nothing's going to change until he moves to another team, or like I was saying, like all his weapons are gone, and I don't know, which is going to be really hard because if the coach is not going to go anywhere, if he has success, he's going to continue to stay there. So it's going to be maybe a Russell Wilson type of situation.
They're going in as strong as possible too. I don't think they have anyone on the injury report. Everyone's healthy 100%.
Yeah, the ones that were injured are just gone for the season, but everybody else is like, okay.
Yeah, he's thrown a lot less than if you compare the stats so far throughout the season. He's thrown a lot less than Mahomes. He has 31 touchdowns compared to Mahomes' 27, and then Mahomes has 3 more interceptions than Purdy, and Purdy has thrown for a little bit more yards. Not that much of a difference.
I think Purdy also missed a game, no? Or 2?
Yeah, he also missed a game, which it counts to that. But I mean, the guy's stats look great, right? 31 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, over 4,000 yards, yada yada yada. He's thrown for 308 out of 444 passes. So it looks amazing, and that's because, again, he has Brandon Ayuk, he has Kittle, he has McCaffrey, so on and so on. So this is great for him, and I'm glad he's able to accomplish these things because I don't think any quarterback could just be put on that team because there's going to be issues. Garoppolo is a good example. So I'll leave it at that. I think
Garoppolo is a good example. Yeah. Is that what you said?
Garoppolo is a good example. Is that right?
Yeah.
You guys heard that, right? I didn't cut out?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on. How about some extra stuff? And now move on to the Kansas City Chiefs. This is a not on the field topic here. So Patrick Mahomes' father, Patrick Mahomes Sr., he got arrested for the 3rd time with a DUI. Is this a problem, a distraction for Patrick Mahomes?
I don't think he'll be distracted. This is Mahomes Sr.'s 3rd DWI or DUI. And if that's the case, then I'm sure Patrick Mahomes is used to it.
Patrick Mahomes has proven himself that he can overcome all the side noise and completely focus on the game. As of now, I have him the closest talent and competitiveness as Tom Brady. We have heard a lot of noise from fans criticizing Mahomes' brother, Jackson Mahomes, being doing a sideshow and just making a big time like show out of his situation with Patrick Mahomes, and it has not slowed down at all Patrick Mahomes. I continue to believe this DUI from his father is not going to affect his focus.
I'm having a little bit of a tough time. I'm not. I guess the fact that he's had some previous issues before, whether it's his dad or not, but he's had plenty of distractions off the field. And that noise doesn't seem to bother him. So based on that track record, I think that it won't distract him and he'll be fine. But if he loses, I don't think it's the reason why, at least in my opinion. I don't think it'll be, it's because his father got arrested. No, I don't think so. I don't think it'll be an issue at all. But I mean, come on. Your third DUI, bro? Like, what are you doing? The guy's weird. And every time he's on the TV, I find him a bit off-putting. I don't know about you guys.
I think he's just tired of being in the suite with Taylor Swift and...
I don't even see him that much in the
he's
suite.
in there.
He's in there? I see I see the mom of Travis.
He seems like kind of separated from the family.
They're divorced,
kind of
sure.
Like he's on his own thing. It seems like he might have some issues going on with the family and stuff like that. Who knows what it is, whatever said out loud or not. I don't know any of the facts like 100% about what his issues is between all that, but it seems like for now Mahomes isn't distracted from what his dad has done in the past, and I think it'll stay that way. But maybe if something bigger happens, I don't know. We'll see. But for now, luckily, it's just I don't know. It's a weird thing. Like his family's, I don't know what to say about that.
Well, it's been a big year for the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, they've been having so much noise with Taylor Swift there. Like the NFL just grew in ratings like more this year by a lot. You could say
that's also a distraction for Mahomes, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is just to put something on top of it, and they still managed to go to the Super Bowl. So I think his focus is completely there, and I mean, they have money. It's not like something's going to happen to his dad or anything like that. It's just another DUI. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen in court or anything like that for him to be in there, maybe incarcerated for longer. But I really think that it's going to be okay. Yeah, exactly.
What are you doing with your third DUI? Well, like, it's stupid because you could kill someone. And I think that's totally irresponsible. I don't like the guy. And the fact that he keeps on doing that, he won't learn his lesson. I think he should definitely learn his lesson by having a longer sentence. But that's a whole other subject. But it's so much distractions. And then you compare it to Tom Brady, like his distractions off the field throughout his career. Don't compare it to what Patrick Mahomes has gone through at all. At least I don't think so. You can argue that even the whole like Deflategate and stuff like that counts as off the field because court issues, right?
Yeah, those were big ones. I would assume. Like yeah they were stripped from a first rounder. I believe. Also, there was some media happening, not as huge as Taylor Swift, but when he started to be with his wife, the model, Gisele Bundchen, I believe her name is that way. But
ex-wife.
Ex-wife now. And then the situation that happened when he was in Tampa Bay with Antonio Brown. Right. So there is some noise, but this caliber of noise, I don't think it compares. Yeah. To what
very
the
different.
Chiefs have, yeah.
If he had killed someone, it would have big distraction. But this
for sure.
100%.
Yeah, but this is
a DUI, like obviously not to diminish that because it is completely irresponsible. Don't get me wrong, and I think it's awful, but it's not as bad as him, like killing someone or something like that, you know. But I think I'll leave it at that. What about this question? Moving on. For the Super Bowl and how expensive those tickets are. Oh boy, man, you trying to go to the Super Bowl? You need a lot of money. A lot of money. Like a lot of money. So I'm going to ask you guys this question. Is the Super Bowl only for the rich?
Even though prices have come down 15% to the lowest ticket price to be $6,944, it is still the most expensive Super Bowl on record, with the average price currently being $9,850, which is 70% more than the average price of last year's Super Bowl. I'm not sure if this is a one-off scenario as Las Vegas is a show on itself. Like hotel prices are 76% higher compared to last year's hotel prices. Even though the Super Bowl has pretty much scared off the super loyal fans that show up to support their team on 8 regular season games, Las Vegas has many affordable sports bars that offer unlimited food and drinks for the game starting at the lowest price, as we have seen, of $175 per person. If you ask me, if you don't have money for the Super Bowl, go and chill in Las Vegas in the Strip. There's a lot of options for you. It's a good deal.
The tickets aren't expensive. You can get, if you're able to manage and snag one, you can get one for $900, $1,200, $3,000, whatever, wherever you're going to sit. The problem here is that the NFL only has 25% to sell to the public. The rest, it's very corporate. It goes to sponsors, it goes to executives, it goes to very rich people who don't even pay a dime for those tickets. They're just invited to the event. So, average Joes like us, we do have to pay a pretty penny, right? Because we have to pay the resale. So that 25% that are spared out, they already have the resale value, which is, like you mentioned, $9,000. But really, it's $1,200, $3,000 at max, depending where you sit.
I guess to kind of jump on that, right? Like, it feels like a hierarchy here, and in the importance and how it goes, right? Like, it's a list of the very, very important people, and then it just keeps on growing to the very end to where it leads to the general audience. And of course, you account for the I guess the tickets reserved for certain people, right? You could say also like people that have money that just get those tickets for free or something like that. And then you have like the very, 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 very rare giveaways of Super Bowl tickets, right? Like, oh, you could win it. Like, I don't know. Sometimes they do like a thing for example, I don't know, Dr. Pepper or whatever. Like, if you get a certain number in your cap, you get 2 Super Bowl tickets, stuff like that. Like, that goes to the general audience, right? Because they get a chance to do it. Unless, those one of those people that just buy a ton of Dr. Peppers to get an increased chance because, they have a lot of money.
Yeah,
to
but
buy
those are
them.
like 2 tickets, and compared to how many people can fit in that stadium, like
No, I know
75,000?
that's what I'm saying. It's like, well, obviously it's not just one company or like
Right.
one giveaway, right? There's plenty of giveaways. So that's also accounting for the tickets that are snatched up as a giveaway, right? In some other form rather than just buying it straight up. And I do think that's a
I
little
just
bit
really
extra.
think
It's
just
really messed up.
I think it's
think
just
so.
it's just big time rich people, hedge fund managers, executives. It's so many people
They
that are
get
just
invited.
they're getting invited to
They
get.
don't pay a dime.
Imagine to close a deal on a huge thing or just to make your client happy. Here's 2 Super Bowl tickets. Like, it's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's
And
more
even-
of a business
Yeah.
promotion, the Super Bowl, than the fans itself.
The teams in the Super Bowl, they get like 35% each or something like that. 30%. I can't remember the exact percentage. They have the chance to do like a lottery for their season ticket holders, and even for the season ticket holders, it's hard for them to get. So it's you're lucky if you even win a chance to buy them at face value. So if you want to have a chance to go to the Super Bowl, is to become a season ticket holder, and you might be able to afford going to the Super Bowl.
Which probably is like 3% chance, or maybe even less than that.
That's the way
Because
that
they only
Roger
get like
Goodell built it.
30%.
That's just the way he did it. And I
Which
guess
is-
that's one of the reasons why they hate him so much.
Can you blame the situation? I mean, the NFL is the biggest, like one of the biggest businesses shows
Right.
or whatever of the United States. So is it wrong? It's not bad business. It's actually good business.
I don't know how he's making money, because also what I read is that the NFL does not make money from the tickets. That's not their source of income for the Super Bowl. Obviously, it's the Super Bowl ads.
Yeah, the
but-
Super Bowl ads just with that. No, and I completely agree. It's more maybe for the city itself, whoever's getting it, because they're going to bring in a whole bunch of people to the city to spend money on their food, the hotels. It's just so much going on in that city with the Super Bowl. And then plus the tickets. I mean, I even think the city gets a lot of money back from like whatever they're doing, like in taxes or anything like that, because of just to help out the situation. I think just the Super Bowl itself, it's just pure business, and it's good business. And because what are you gonna really go to feelings? Oh, it's too bad that fans just can't go into it. I mean, that's not good business.
No. I was looking personally for myself. Okay, call me wishful thinking, but I'm looking for 2025 Super Bowl tickets already. And since I've read it's really hard to, snag them, either I'm going to be paying $9,000, $6,000, or I'll probably be at a bar. That's what it sounds
and
like.
like I said, if you're in Las Vegas and you're watching it at a bar and like unlimited food and drinks,
Yeah,
that's
I
not
don't mind
bad
that.
at all.
No,
I
I
mean,
don't
that's
mind.
awesome.
As long as I'm with my fans, Jet fans, I'll be good. Because there's not many in Texas.
I don't know. I beg to differ. It's really weird how many fans just.
Nah, dude, I see them randomly. I just one guy walking on the sidewalk just randomly as I'm driving by. I'm like, what are they doing here? Where do they come from? Out of their burrows. Let's move on to the last question then, right? Which is the biggest question that we even asked about at the very beginning of the season, right? We guessed who was going to be in the Super Bowl or not. And man, I should have brought this up. I didn't think about it till now, but I thought it would have been nice to see if we predicted right, because I don't know. I don't know if we predicted right, but maybe we could do it for the next episode. But obviously now we all know this is what it comes down to. I'm going to ask you guys this question. Who's going to win the Super Bowl?
The San Francisco 49ers versus the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl. We have the most questioned quarterback in the NFL with Brock Purdy and the elite weapons, including Debo, Kittle, and McCaffrey, against maybe the new dynasty of the Kansas City Chiefs, which include Coach Andy Reid, the best quarterback in the NFL, Patrick Mahomes, and the best tight end, Travis Kelce. Even though there are so many conspiracy theories of who will win this game, I believe all the outside noise of the Swifties' sabotage practice fields will be diminished by the competitiveness of both teams. Even though the 49ers are an extremely talented team on both defense and offense and will make it a huge challenge, the veteran Kansas City Chiefs will manage to manage the clock and make big-time plays on defense and offense to keep the 49ers trailing in the second half. This game will solidify the new dynasty, which is the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep, I agree with that. I'm not going to go against Patrick Mahomes, who in my opinion is the new GOAT now that Tom Brady has retired. And I see him winning this. I see him winning more Super Bowls than, we're going to see this Sunday, and many more.
Many more?
Many more.
Wow. It depends on
he
what they do.
He is only 28 years old.
Yeah, right. But you got to keep the rest of the team intact enough to where he could still carry it, right? And again, this is probably one of the worst conditions for during the Patrick Mahomes era with Andy Reid, right? This is one of the worst we've seen, and the fact that they're even in here is crazy to me. So I think that says a lot about who the Chiefs are, and they're going to overcome those odds, right? And I think it's so cheesy to me. I just want to say this. It's so cheesy to me when the 49ers throw out their little hype video, their hype tape, saying that. So what was the exact quote? It was something about like against all odds or whatever, like as if they're the underdogs in this situation, which shut up, man. Like just because I find the 49ers annoying and I don't care if I get hate for this, I hope they lose. Kittle's annoying, right? And I'm still salty over him wearing the Dallas shirt against the Cowboys. We deserve that 100%, but I'm still salty over it. And, right, we got the whole rivalry with the Cowboys and 49ers. So just for that, I like Patrick Mahomes. I like the Chiefs in general. Andy Reid, I think, is a great coach, right? Aside from the fact when he was with the Eagles, and at that time I didn't like him. But right now, one of the best coaches right now, like the best coach, I should say, the best coach, in my opinion, better than Shanahan, which is arguable, but that's just my opinion. What he has done with Patrick Mahomes is outstanding, and I think the Chiefs will barely win this game by, I would say, either 3 to 6 points.
You think he's the best coach over Bill Belichick?
No, right now.
Right now, well, Bill Belichick doesn't have a job.
Yeah, okay. Right. Bill Belichick doesn't have a job.
If he was employed.
Oh, well, I mean, Bill Belichick, you could also argue that right now, just because of his past, he's the best coach, without a doubt, right? Because he's in a similar situation where he has an amazing quarterback, a very uniquely talented quarterback like Tom Brady, right? They were both so lucky to be with each other, and this is the same kind of chemistry that Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid have, and it's special, and it's so rare to see this, and it's something that you can't really take for granted. And now we're starting to see, right? At least I'm starting to see online people hating on the Chiefs right now. they're probably the most hated. Like, obviously, for a lot of people, they both hate these teams, right? Unless you're a 49ers or Chiefs fan. Other than that, it's really rare, or not really rare, but it's hard to find someone who's like, oh, I like the Chiefs. I like what they've done. I like Patrick Mahomes or whatever. It's starting to become harder to see that because of the whole annoying thing that Patrick Mahomes and how he is, whether it's like off the field or on the field.
I don't know. I can't hate on him.
I don't know how people hate on him. I think it's just like, you're miserable, bro, and like, get over yourself. Like, it's not that deep, dude. Like,
they see him complain maybe, and that really like bothers him. A lot of people hated Tom Brady too,
That's
and then
what I'm
took
saying.
a long
it's Tom
time
Brady
for everybody to be like, you know what? Everybody's starting accepting him. Like, you know what? He is the GOAT. And after he went to Tampa, that's like completely sealed it and solidified it. He actually grew with more fans because of that move and how he won the Super Bowl in his first year. But I'm with you. The Bill Belichick and Tom Brady combo,
Same thing here.
they've as long as Andy Reid stays here with Patrick Mahomes for years and years, they can continue this momentum.
Well, didn't Patrick Mahomes sign like a 10-year contract with Kansas City Chiefs?
The guy's staying here for life.
And if Travis Kelce like quits, there's always new up and coming weapons that comes into the NFL. That's just like great athletes. Tom Brady, when he started with the Patriots, I mean, he had Deion Branch. After that, he had Randy Moss. After that, he had Welker. After that, he had Edelman. Then Gronk. So it just keeps going on and on and on and on with weaponries. It's just as long as you have that huge talent as a quarterback and big time head coach, it can last for the whole decade or even more.
Yeah, well, that's their plan. I mean, why else would you sign him for a 10-year contract and a friendly contract to the team?
Yeah, completely friendly. I mean, that's super smart. And Patrick Mahomes saying, like, this is where I'm going to be. This is like going to be the rest of my life.
Andy Reid is here, of course. I'm going to bet my future on like Aaron says, one of the best coaches in the NFL.
Did they maybe do a secret pact or contract between them? Yeah, between both of them, saying, hey, like, you know what? You and I are not going to leave until 2030 or
Cut
something.
their wrists and then shut.
It's going to be so interesting to see how they're...
Blood.
You have to do wrist, man.
It's going to be interesting to see how their relationship develops and compare it to how Bill Belichick and Tom Brady developed their relationship. Is it going to last the way it is? Because right now it seems like everything's fine and dandy with Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. And we had the secrets of like Bill Belichick not getting along very much with Tom Brady occasionally, right? There was those
towards the end, right?
Yeah, towards the end.
Well, that's because he was trying to ship him off, remember? He was trying to move on from Tom Brady and
got Jimmy Garoppolo.
And that was such disrespect to Tom Brady. And he's like, you know what?
Messed up,
him or me, and boom, there goes Garoppolo, to...
I guess the owner, they're kind of messed up there, too. Like, do I keep Tom Brady or Bill Belichick?
Well, they kept both, but just shipped off Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, but then it came into a situation like you had to pick either or.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think Tom Brady wanted to.
Wasn't there like an
way.
ultimatum? It wasn't it. Did Tom Brady?
There was there was like a report of a secret ultimatum that
him or me.
Yes, but put on forth by Tom
I don't know
Brady
if it was confirmed.
Something like that.
I don't remember.
It wasn't confirmed. It wasn't confirmed, but it was like, and I think even Tom Brady, because probably there wasn't an answer to that ultimatum, and Tom Brady was like, fine, and then he was gonna secretly go to the Miami Dolphins, but then everybody was like, you can't go there because you're gonna get in trouble.
Yeah,
and then it just went to decide either New Orleans or Tampa, but I believe Drew Brees stayed in New Orleans for one more year, and that's solidified Tampa Bay to get Tom Brady.
Now, of course, this is like years after they've, their Super Bowl wins and stuff like that. And compare right now to Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. Yeah. They're in their early stages. So this is just getting started for them. And we'll see what happens in this Super Bowl weekend. This is going to be exciting. What do you guys think of, real quick, of the halftime with Usher? No thoughts about that?
I liked Usher when I was younger. His music back then, not so much now. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. Not at all. Who was last year's?
Rihanna. That's when
Rihanna's
she announced
was last
her.
year?
Yeah, that's when she announced her baby.
Well, it's because I was getting confused with the other one with the Rams. Remember that one?
That was
was
Snoop
really cool.
Dogg, 50 Cent, Eminem.
Where they all complained that they couldn't hear them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I could hear on my TV, so it's fine. No, I think they could have gotten somebody
I think
don't
that
know,
Snoop
somebody
Dogg
better.
one with 50 Cent and all that. I think that was in my opinion, one of the better ones as of recently. Like
Yeah.
by far, by
Yeah.
far.
By far. I agree with you. This Usher one, I really.
It's probably
don't
gonna be
care.
like not. It's gonna be it was.
And if he doesn't bring any like special like guests or anything like that, it's gonna even be
What about
more
The
of a
Weeknd?
letdown.
You guys remember that
Oh,
one?
the-
That created
yeah, that one-
memes.
That one sucked, man. I
That
didn't
one,
like
yeah, that one was scary.
that
the
one
the
came with
memes
some
were
sucked.
good, but it was after that it was kind of mid. I didn't like. I like the guy, but I don't think it was like whoa, that was insane. But I also didn't think it was awful. I thought it was pretty good.
Let's talk really quick on the bet. So they're giving, I think, Kansas City Chiefs 2 points.
2.5, yeah.
Yeah, so they're underdogs, the Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that's pretty good. Might as well just take the money line.
I mean, if you really, really believe that the Chiefs are gonna win, then yeah. But then
Yeah.
And then the points over or under it's 47.5. I mean, I guess the difference differs from different websites
Well,
and stuff.
learning more about teasers, I would just go wherever you're betting and get a teaser. I mean, not financial advice, but I would just myself get a teaser and get the most points out of it. So it's the +2 plus whatever teaser it is. I know you're gonna win a lot less, but hey, it's money that you didn't have.
Well, not financial advice, but if I go money line Chiefs and over 47.5, $20 gives you 63. So
That's not
that's pretty
bad.
good, right?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's like what, 4 times your money?
Right.
No, 3 times your money.
3
Sorry.
times your
3
money.
times. All right. Well, I like that idea. So we'll see what happens. But I definitely think it's going to be a close game. Definitely.
I think it's gonna be a good game. Yeah.
And then watch it be a blowout. Boom. The 49ers just, whoa, no chance. The Chiefs.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not.
That would be an awful Super Bowl and probably one of the worst ones in recent time. But anyways, that's going to be all. Thank you guys to those who made it to the very end. We appreciate you guys listening. And as always, we'd like to hear your guys' opinions on our social media, which is football_tailgaters on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Thank you guys again for listening, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.